Oh, you have now.
Now,
All right.
now we have him. He must be
Go
able to
for it.
hear us. He just can't see or speak.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Paul Suddeth, our resident Medicare and Ahip genius, is going to take it and walk you through how to qualify for 2025. Roll, brother.
Well, good morning, everybody. I want to talk you all through the Ahip exam that you all will be taking next year. I want to welcome everybody. I want to get you through some effective strategies and tips for some of you all. A lot of you all, this might be the first time you've taken this exam. So I want to be very cognizant of that while I walk you through that. So we're going to talk a little bit to what the Ahip exam is and all of that sort of stuff. See if I can get my screen up here. Hopefully everybody's seeing that okay. But I want to talk to getting prepared for the Ahip exam. I'll take myself off of camera just so I'm not distracting anybody.
Paul, if you could actually leave yourself on. I got comments last week that were just, it's way more engaging when people can see you.
Fair enough. I consider myself distracting, but I will try to keep in mind that I am on camera. But anyway, with that Ahip exam, we're going to talk about some strategies for success. Some of these are very basic and straightforward. Some of these are very specific to Ahip and taking the exam itself. This should be relatively short. I'll open it up to some Q&A at the end, but let's talk a little bit about what Ahip is and all of that fun stuff. What does Ahip even stand for? It's America's Health Insurance Plan exam. Ahip does tons and tons and tons of exams. They're not just Medicare related. You can go on and get CE credits for random things as well. So having a relationship with that Ahip website as an agent will make you a better agent. So the reason that I go with Ahip is there's a new NABIP exam that's out there. I don't want to be held to this is absolute truth, but in the past, NABIP was not approved by all carriers, where Ahip has always been approved by all carriers. It is the gold standard for Medicare and health insurance testing. That's why I always push people to take Ahip. The Medicare training exam is required to contract to sell either Medicare Advantage or PDP plans. You can buy or you can get contracted for Medicare supplements, sell those all day long, never have to take this exam. If that's what you want to do, make sure you're just selling your Medicare supplements. We make sure we contract you that way. Not a problem. You won't have to go through this exam. But this is an annual exam, and it's critical to your certification for getting into Medicare health insurance. It basically demonstrates to all carriers and everybody involved that you have a basic knowledge of Medicare, compliance with the Medicare regulations, and all of those sorts of things as well. So starting your prep early, you do not have to take the exam same day you start these lessons. The reason that we say that is because this breaks out into 5 different sections, and I'll kind of go into those in a little bit. But each piece is a separate piece to the Medicare puzzle. Okay. If you're new to this, make sure you're taking breaks between the modules and even the practice exams. Okay. Because the exams themselves, even the practice tests, are extremely wordy. And it's almost like going through your life exam all over again. Okay. You have to dig down into what does this question mean? All right. So the next thing I'm going to say is make sure you're organizing your space. Since I'm on camera, this giant pile of Paul needs to file this garbage. This will be gone before Monday. I need to organize. I need to have everything off. For those that have known me for years and years, there's a joke that I'm in my little Medicare bunker. I have a TV over here with 6 different news channels that I watch constantly. The day I take this exam, we shut all of that down. Okay. So make sure you're prepared for the exam itself. Okay. Everything around you is organized. You don't have piles of junk. You do not have video games in front of you. You do not have things that can distract you. Your phone is in silent mode if necessary. Okay. You just have your study materials and that is it. Because this is medical. This is boring. It's very easy to get distracted. Your study materials. I recommend only using official AHIP study materials. Okay. Next Monday or Tuesday, I will walk you all through clicking through the FFL webpage, getting to your AHIP, and then logging in and all of those sorts of things so that you can get into AHIP, understand where to download these resources, understand where to get all of this, and get into this with a game plan of this is how I'm going to attack this moving forward. Okay. So make sure you understand where the study materials are, and make sure you got your practice exams. We'll go through that in just a second. The importance of creating a structured study plan that allocates sufficient time for each topic. Make sure that you have, I'm struggling with understanding PDPs. Make sure you've studied that over and over and over again, if necessary, and taken the practice exam multiple times. Okay. So if you need to break this down into studying one chapter per day, that's fine. Go at your own pace. Okay. Make sure you're taking the regular practice tests multiple times if necessary. This will familiarize you with the format of the questions. Okay. It'll even give you the answers and identify areas. Hey, you're struggling with this type of plan. If it's a PPO and understanding what a PPO is, go back to module 2 and understand what PPOs are. That's what these practice tests are for. And you can take them multiple times. Now review that practice exam. The reason that I keep pushing on these practice exams is because the AHIP exam, the final, is structured out of 50 questions. There are 5 modules. The practice exam gives you 20 questions of each module. That's 100 questions. You've already seen most of these questions on the final before in the practice exams. Now, to protect the innocent, they've changed the name. And if Johnny needs a PDP on this answer, and it was B before, now it's Susie that needs the PDP, and it's D. But the answers to the questions are the questions you've already seen. So study the practice exams. Print them out if you have to. Because when you print out the results of your practice exam, it gives you the reason you got it wrong. So understand why you're attacking this particular way. If you have a downline and you're more comfortable studying in groups, do so. I know one group of agents that, hey, one person studies module 1, understands that, one module 2, somebody else does module 5. They study that one hard. Ask questions back and forth in your own words to each other. And then study the practice tests or even take the final as a group if you need to. Now, the final itself, let me give you some exam tips. This is a 2-hour exam. The clock will stay on the screen the entire time. As I said before, you have 50 questions. So pace yourself. Stay calm and stay organized. Answer every question with your gut instinct 1 through 50. If you're a little fuzzy on 17, maybe 27, 52, or 50, hey, these 3 I don't feel real good about. I'm going to write those down on my little piece of paper. And then I'm going to go check out the modules. And when I told you all that next week I'm going to show you all how to do this. Whoop, sorry, wrong button. You can download module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I download module 1, pull it over here so y'all can see it. This is a PDF of every slide, word for word. Now, for those of you that are Mac users, I can't exactly tell you how to do this, but whatever the find function is, for you Windows users, it's Control F in a PDF. See the little box that popped up here? The word find. I'm going to look for enrollment. It comes up 31 times in this 17-page document.
On a Mac, it's Command F.
I want to go through each one of these. Hit my little next button. You see how the little orange highlight moves? If not, question 17 was question about enrollment, and I need to understand that about enrolling in A and B. My find function will help me find the answer in the slides. Or if I've printed off all the test questions. Those test questions are the same questions. They just change the names to protect the innocent. So download the resources, download those tools. You have time. Now, this test is make or break. If you do not pass, you do not sell. The good news is you get 3 attempts. The bad news is you only get 3 attempts. And you have to have a 90% to pass this test. So if you do not pass this test on the first attempt, ask your upline for help. We need to schedule a meeting, go over some stuff, whatever, so be it. Make sure we get you through the test. This is make or break. This is your final exam to get you selling for 2025. Now, the one thing that I will say is don't call your upline for help on your 3rd attempt with 15 minutes left on the clock. I don't want to be responsible. There is no shame in not passing this exam. Please reach out to anybody that you need to after your first failed attempt. But we're human too. We're happy to help, but don't want to put pressure on the spot for one chance to pass you, like I said, with 15 minutes left on the clock and you get somebody on the phone. Happy to discuss your pain points. We're not going to give you the answers. But we'll discuss the parts of Medicare and help you understand how to help you pass. If you need more helps or tips, let us know. My name is Paul. The gentleman running this show like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain is Skylar Smith. He has a mute problem where he's traveling around the world selling his wonderful skills. But at the moment, he is stuck on mute and can't get off. So he is stuck on mute, so I'll speak for him. Yep. Still on mute. Sorry. You can reach out to us online through ffl.health. You've got my contact information there. Skylar is your upline, so on and so forth. We will be happy to get you through your AHIP. It looks like on a Mac, in my private chat from Skylar, that Control F find function from a Windows, from a Mac, it's Command F, whatever that means. Any questions that we can answer for you all? No questions in chat? Well, good luck with your AHIP exam. I'm sure you all will pass with these study tips and tricks. Remember, this is really an open exam. I will give one last final set of tips. And it looks like Eric might have a question, but one final set of tips. Understand what each module is. Module 1 is your Medicare basics. What is A? What is B? Module 2 is health plans. What are PPOs? What are HMOs? What is a private fee-for-service plan? Okay. All types of different plans. Module 3 is drug plans. Sorry, I was about to blank out it there on you just for a second. But the parts of the drug plans that are changing. Module 4 is marketing. And module 5 is enrollment, guidance, the compliance pieces to enrollment. Okay. Module 1, if you've taken this test before, module 1 is going to be the exact same as it's always been. Module 2, exact same as it's always been. There may be some changes in module 3. There will be massive changes in modules 4 and 5. If you are new to this, make sure you take a little bit of time to study each one. Take the practice test multiple times if necessary. Get good at this. This is what you are selling. This is what you need to know. Eric, I think you had a statement or a question or.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, just not Skylar.
So, yeah, I was curious. Is the 2025 AHIP, is it live now?
It will be live next Monday. So
Okay.
on Tuesday, your stream to whatever channel you are watching us on currently will basically be a recording of me going in on Monday live, going through the FFL Health web page, clicking on that AHIP certification page, logging into AHIP, and then showing you how to download these slides. That will be super short, super quick, maybe 10 minutes of a recorded video. But bam, bam, bam. That way you actually see in real time, this is what the website looks like for 2025. Right now, AHIP is closed, but it will be live 2025 should be live next Monday, June the 24th.
Okay. And I know one of the things that was confusing to me when I first started getting into Medicare was like, okay, I don't understand why are we studying 2025 when it's 2024? Like what? I don't get it. So Medicare Advantage at least, and also ACA are annual plans, meaning that they are good for the entirety of the calendar year. So when you sign up for a plan, it's good for January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. And then next year, you could either stay on that plan or switch to a different plan. And so the consultation that we're going to be doing starting in October is to educate our clients on, hey, here's what your options are for next year. This is what your plan that you're currently on is going to look like. And does that still work for you? Did you know that they have this other thing over here, et cetera? And that's where you can kind of move people around. And, the good news about, this selling season is 99% of the time, it doesn't require the person to pay any money out of pocket. So they're not going to be forking over premium to buy this new plan. So it's a really neat environment to play in. If you've never played in that before, it's kind of the Wild West. But in another way, so that's what we're doing. So the 2025 AHIP certification is to understand what the rules are and what the products are going to be in a general sense, right? For next year's plans, which we're going to be educating people on and signing people up for October, November, December of this year.
Absolutely. There was something I was going to, even those that choose to do their Medicare options through premiumed plans, whether they be drug plans, supplements, whatever, right? The major difference between life and health is this is a commodity. It's something that you essentially have to have, especially as you're older, is some sort of healthcare coverage, especially to tie in with your Medicare. As you'll find out in AHIP, they'll give you A and B, but you need D, and they don't give it to you. And you have a certain number of days from the time that you are enrolled to get that Part D, or you start incurring penalties from the government. That's where this is a commodity rather than a luxury purchase with a life insurance type thing. So yeah, it's a premium thing, Let me get you on the lowest premium. Let me add in the life insurance that we originally connected over. But now we got 2 or 3 or 4 lines of business in one household.
Appreciate you, brother. Every time I listen to you teach, man, it's just, it's like unlocking the doors and turning on the light bulbs. So I really appreciate your expertise and just sharing with everybody. And looking forward to next week's show and tell. So thank you.
Yep, no problem. Y'all have a great day. Good luck on your AHIP.